Your McCree actually does get rezzed, but you die. You get staggered. What am I watching? What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Overwatch video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down a silver soldier player who thinks he deserves a better rank. And we're going to be breaking down a lot of the things he does right and wrong and give you actionable targeted tips that you can use in your games to better yourself as a DPS. And we're also going to see whether or not this soldier really is stuck because of his teammates, or he really actually deserves the place he's at. But if you want to see in-depth VODs over any character in the entire game and any role, do yourself a favor, go check it out in the GameLeap website in the links down below. But without further ado, let's jump into this VOD review. So I'm not going to talk much about team composition here because as soldier, he can do a lot of different things as far as flanking and taking off angles and things like that. But I will talk about the map. And the interesting thing about this map is that when you are playing as the attacker, the enemies are going to have the high ground. So I'm really interested in how he's going to challenge and contest the enemy on the high ground. And what is he going to do to try to find impact and make some plays. So let's run it right now. Okay, just poking from here is fine for now. This monkey just insta-feeds. I like this. I like this a lot. You come up here and you just poke for a little bit of damage. You poke for a little bit of pressure. Then you can always just dip back to your team. Very risky though. When the Roadhog noticed him, he could have just instantly died there. So it was pretty risky what he did. What I actually like to do better here. So I like him taking this right here. And I would like if he just put a little bit of pressure in, helix, and then instantly backed off. And then he can re-peek this when he has helix again, because it's on a 6-second cooldown. You can do that often. If you fight here too long, especially when the enemy has a Roadhog, maybe to give him the benefit of the doubt, he didn't know that the enemy had a Roadhog yet. But it's just very, very dangerous, because this Roadhog, like, he knows right now. Okay, and yeah, and the Roadhog almost just insta-kills him here. Pressuring that Hanzo a little bit, coming back to this place. So he's kind of re-engaging. He really needs to get heals here, and I think his healers are on cart. Yeah, one healer's on cart. Yeah, it's really dangerous to challenge this when he has so little health. He just dies to so much. This is fine. Focusing down the Roadhog is fine. So I actually really like him staying on that high ground here. I don't think he needs to drop at all. In fact, I think it's a mistake to drop. Because what he can really do here is if he plays up here when the enemy's not here, especially because the Roadhog is really the only character he's really scared of. Like, he's not scared of anything else taking it into 1v1 or being able to run away. But the Roadhog, if the Roadhog catches him out of position, he could die. So it's kind of scared to be up here if the Roadhog like walks up. But with the Roadhog dead, you can take this up position and you can even get on top of this box. This box up there, and you can just rain down into the enemy backline. Much better position than playing down here with your team. So yeah, I think it's a mistake to drop here. Yeah, because you're not fighting for the high ground here. This is just, you're just fighting the front line, which you gotta imagine if you're up here, how much more effective you are and how much more pressure you put on the enemy when you are literally shooting down into either the tank's backside or putting pressure on these supports, making them waste cooldowns, making them reposition, not healing their main tank because they're healing each other, and then the entire team has to back up, the enemies have to contest you, and you're an actual threat rather than just playing on this front line doing nothing. I won't say nothing, but very little. You're not doing very much. I mean, you're breaking shields. Yeah, and you're just gonna get caught out and die here. So you're also not as safe here. When you are playing on this front line, you're not as safe as you would be on the high ground, where you could easily get out. If anything happens to you, or any enemies push you, or anyone puts pressure into you, you can get out. But right here, you're just gonna die. Basically, yeah, like you get pulled here, you get caught. And you also have to keep her cooldown in mind. Yes, getting pulled pulls you out of position, but you need to be anticipating that, because if you just get pulled randomly and you're not ready for it, I mean, basically you need to be ready for her to pull at any time, and you need to position according to that happening. Yeah, because you just got pulled helixed. You are gonna get rezzed. The enemy actually let that happen. Yeah, another ability, another ultimate that is just way better when you're on the high ground. Just so much better. I mean, Soldier in general should not be playing behind his tank. Should not. In very rare circumstances, when you're already winning the fight and you're just trying to stay together and you're trying to peel, okay. But 90% of the time, you should be on the high ground or an off angle, raining down on the enemy and taking 1v1s and putting damage into the enemy backline. Even so, this is going to be all cleanup. You have good control over the Soldier spray. Like, your mechanics are good. They're fine. So, yeah, right here in this downtime, once again, you should go take that high ground. Every time. You win a team fight, you go take that high ground. Just way more effective from up there. Yeah, you put yourself at a fundamental disadvantage when the enemy Soldier or the enemy Hanzo has the high ground and you don't. So, okay, so you are going up here. Okay, that's good. Yes, this is good. Great. Much better. Much better. Should really be putting pressure into this Tracer when you can. You threaten the Tracer a lot, so yeah, there you go. That's fun. See, yeah, you just do so much more up here. This is great. Yeah, your mechanical skill is good. Very good. Better than what I would expect. Nice helix. Nice control. Yeah, and keep in mind, you probably know this already, but a helix plus a melee will insta-kill a Tracer. A lot of Tracers won't give you that opportunity, but the longer you, like, wait, it depends on what you really want. So, like, if you helix the Tracer right off the bat, she's incentivized to recall, but sometimes it's good to, like, bait that Tracer in a little bit, and then trying to just one-shot her out of nowhere if you just want her out of your hair. A lot of low-ranking Tracer players will fall for it, too, and you can really just get a free kill on them. But just doing what you're doing is just gonna zone her away. She cannot kill your supports when you're just there putting pressure onto her. Yeah, so you're literally just beaming this Orisa. And this is a fine use. This is good. You're probably gonna kill most people here. Yeah, so yeah, you should go back. You won the team fight. You need to go back and deal with that Tracer. Yeah, that Tracer killed your McCree and killed your Mercy. And you need to go back and kill that that Tracer. Or you could have saved your Mercy. Okay, so yeah, the McCree, his second life, he finally wins here. But your Mercy's no longer here, and she's been pocketing you almost the entire game. So honestly, it really depends on the skill level, but in general, Soldier is actually gonna have just an easier time against Tracers, especially in the lower ranks. You have that heal station. You're hard to burst down. You can one-tap her when she's close. You can threaten her from mid and far ranges. Play outside of her effective range. And you don't need like a McCree can, if he misses that flash, a lot of times he's just gonna die. And a lot of Tracers won't let you hit that flash very easily. Yeah, so like just positioning here in general, more positioning mistakes. You could be playing on this high ground, route up there through back that way. You don't need to submit yourself to getting hooked. A better Roadhog would have killed you there. He hooked you, but he didn't kill you because he didn't do the combo correctly. But you're gonna die anyways. Because you got hooked, you didn't even need to get hooked because you were playing like way too in the fight. You don't need to be playing that close. Your effective range is actually further than that. And like I said, high ground. I'll repeat it again and again. Very, very important. Although, it looks like you're going to roll through this point. Maybe not. Yeah, and like, this Tracer's going a little bit too uncontested. Come on, you're so close. Just go up. Come on, man. Just one floor. Or go up to this floor. Go up to this floor. Right here. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Okay, yeah, now I'm starting to see some of those tracking problems. Especially when targets are jumping. That's when you want to get the most amount of dinks. Because very easy to kill a jumping target in the air in a fixed movement. Yeah, see, like, a lot of these kills that you're getting on this in the back line, not being on the high ground, are due to enemy mistakes. Like, what was that Mora even doing? If they were playing safe as a soldier in a higher rank against better tanks, you would just get no value. Like, if your enemy wasn't feeding into you, there's just no window of opportunity you would ever find a kill. It's just because your enemies are making all these mistakes that you're finding these kills. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so yeah, you probably want to just regroup. Too many people have died. Yeah, it should just dip out. Yeah, so like right here, you just need to back up. You're poking unnecessarily. You already got your ultimate. No real big reason to poke here, unless the enemy team feeds into you. Maybe. Nope. Okay, yeah. Okay, the Roadhog made a play. But yeah, you risk when you're up there without your team fully respawned, you do risk yourself and put yourself at risk. And now you're kind of staggering. Your McCree actually does get rezzed, but you die. You get staggered. What am I watching? Oh, man. Don't wake up the Roadhog. Don't wake up the Roadhog. Do not wake him up. Wait, you gotta call with your team and time it with a nade. Wait for your cooldowns. Wait for your honor cooldowns. Do not wake up a Roadhog. You literally... I think you paused for a second. And you still shot him. After that, you know, Ryan, you know... He freed his spirit. Yeah, so she hits the sleep. You're missing at first, and you're like, ah, yeah, let's just wake him up. Let's just wake that guy up. Yeah. Luckily, he misses a hook. He could have just killed. He could have gotten the kill. Yeah, like, I know I sound like an effing broken record here, but you just limit your view of the battlefield. You don't know what flanks are happening. You don't know what's going on. You can't put damage in the back line. You just got this really microscopic view. And like, yes, if you're McCree, that's okay. When enemies just come and flank and get on top of you, you have some way to stop that. You know, shut that down with your flashbang, and you can put value in on the front line. And with a lot of other characters, you can break shields and things like that. But as Soldier in particular, you got the mobility, you got the burst damage with your helix, and you have the self-sustain heal station. You have all these tools, and you got to ask yourself, what are they for? They're for taking these off angles or playing this high ground and putting damage into the backline, making enemies respect you, but they cannot deal with you. They can't chase you down because you have mobility. They can't just poke you, because if you're like a McCree on the high ground somewhere, you take a little bit of damage and you're screwed unless you get some heals, but Soldier can heal himself. So, and McCree couldn't reposition like a Soldier can. So you gotta think about all these tools that you have. You have the luxury of playing up top and being able to see when the Reaper is diving your backline, or being able to see when the Roadhog is flanking, and being able to put damage into the enemy backline. But you're not using any of that. Your aim is really not that bad. It's actually pretty good, and you kind of understand what you're supposed to do, but your just positioning is really what's holding you back here. You position a little bit better, and you position consistently. Every time you win a fight, you reposition to that high ground. Every time you do it, you will just have more value in your games. And that's really the only big thing that I think you need to work on right away. And besides that, I think most of the things you already got. But go to the GameLeap website in the links down below if you want more in-depth VOD reviews, advanced tips and tricks. We got it on the GameLeap website, so go check it out in the links down below. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your codes down below with your name, your code, some snarky comment, and the character you play. And yeah, I might pick you to do a VOD review on you. But thank you so much for coming by. That's all I got for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and see you next time.